able to.
Sometimes the contraptions that make up my arms get stuck, I suppose. But
Well, you pop a
that's
lock, my friend.
All
I
right
don't
then.
know. I myself have heard of some
I
young
don't
people talk
think.
about something about a griddy and you hit it, but I'm not sure how you hit a
What
griddy.
is...
And why?
Whoa.
Out
I
of
know the
curiosity,
Dom
why are
Master
people
knows that
beating up?
very
You know,
well.
Yes, I've made up a new dance move for everyone recently. Actually,
and that
a new I'm calling it the twerk. It's something I'm working on.
all right then.
Oh.
I think you gotta
Great.
show us
What does this pertell?
You throw it back. You throw your junk.
Throwing
in-
it back.
Throw what back?
Yeah, wiggle your
Your
booty.
your junk. Your junk.
What junk?
Why
I have
am
none
I
of
throwing
junk.
waste back behind me?
Like, you know,
Exactly.
bones.
That's
Exactly.
against the law. That's
I'm
littering.
still working it out. Okay, I'm still working it out.
All
You can't really litter as part of a dance
Yeah.
move.
Yeah, that seems very inconvenient to carry around junk
I'm-
on you.
Yeah.
I'm still working it out. Okay, maybe I should sign
All
something
right.
else for the junk.
All right.
Maybe.
I will lay in wait. I
Hear me out.
suppose.
Hear me out. What if you carry junk in your trunk?
Whoa. What is a trunk?
What is the trunk?
I don't know,
It's like a
chest,
chest.
but quite much.
It's
like a
trunk is
chest.
That you take around with you.
Exactly.
Trunks
I-
existing, Kara.
Ouch.
Oh.
So you store a
I
bunch
see.
of junk in your
I'm
trunk,
not from Kara. I'm not-
and then you throw that out.
No. Get rid of the throwing. That's littering. Just keep it in your trunk.
So
Alright,
you
okay,
shake
litter.
it. How about you shake it?
Can't lie.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
now shaking the junk around don't seem too bad. It's almost like a rattle.
Yeah.
Don't throw it.
That seems like it would be a pleasurable sound.
Oh,
One
Flam.
sec, I'm stimming. Oh, okay.
It appears Hickson has had enough of your stimming.
Sorry.
I agree with you, Snuffles. Very wise words.
What just happened?
Oh,
Are you trying to switch their junk?
How did I just realize that the Lord Mayors were okay? You know, all right. Yeah, there's a lot of people here, I suppose.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Indeed.
Their hats.
Starts.
Lovely weather
Starts on the
It's
hour,
gonna be real
right?
convenient when I have to. Yeah, it does. It's gonna be real convenient when I take my. When I have to take my. I should take my bets now. Actually,
Is
hold
someone
on.
gonna take your hat? People gotta take their hats off.
Yeah.
Do need to come
I'm
off.
sitting up.
Especially before prayer.
I'm not wearing a hat.
I'm a little bit nervous to take my meds in the middle of this. I don't want to draw attention back here.
Fine.
Hopefully. Arya, if I go unconscious mid thing, just don't worry about it. It's all good.
Why does it feel like there's a lot less guards than there usually is just around?
But I will admit it's mildly
Indeed.
concerning, but yeah,
Perhaps
That
the
is
crime rate
true.
went down.
I only see like 3.
although
Well, I
then
mean-
again, I do believe
Think more will be coming. I don't know.
The king is not here yet. No, maybe
I mean, the
maybe
king
they're
just
all
kind of
maybe
the
they're all
king
with
just
him.
appears, doesn't he?
Maybe
Doesn't the
they're
king just
all,
like
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like strikes lightning and then voodoo.
Yeah, he
Is
just like
Chaplain going
appears.
to be here.
Legend
Maybe.
says that the man
Maybe
used to
they're
walk.
getting him.
Maybe.
No, maybe
Fashionably late.
Yeah,
Yes.
legend says the man used to walk. I think I'll put that in your pipe and smoke
The
it.
king struck lightning. and it killed
I
something.
can't smoke anything. I have filters in my helmet that doesn't allow the smoke to go through.
I think this is a non-smoking room.
Otherwise, it's either that or I get black lung in mine. So
Is there any Citadel staff that can confirm this?
From what?
I
Guys
highly doubt
smoking here.
any of them are in this
Citadel staff,
I'm
Seralia.
sure I saw one of the royals hit their blunt earlier, so I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah, perhaps.
They're
they
also
are-
a royal, so they could probably. This is kind of their house, you know.
Princess Blue also just kind of smoked cigarillos birthday one.
Yeah.
It looks like there's an event ears at the moment.
My burger.
Right.
We all in there.
That's all.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry.
to get back on topic. who has another nice new dance move they're gonna throw out?
I thought we were gonna pop in or jump. What was it? Dump in the trunk or trunk in the junk in the.
We're gonna shake our junk around, and our junk being the stuff we put in a satchel and shake it in the air.
So it's
This
our
man's
junk
still
in the
talking
trunk.
about new dance moves when everyone's in his years now. Wild.
We put the junk in our satchels and we shake it around. Whoever has the
Speaking
biggest
about
junk.
Are we still talking about the junk in the trunk?
We, as a matter of fact,
are. Yes.
we are.
I think
I am
that's quite
passionate.
enough of that, actually, Hercules.
Wonderful weather we're
Reasonable.
having out here, guys.
Pardon.
Valid.
How's it go with Snuffles?
I agree with Snuffles. Always such a
Snuffles
wise
is
person.
awesome.
All right.
I do believe Snuffles is the wisest person in Kara.
Indeed.
They may be.
Here's some Snuffles. Up,
There's not
it's
really
okay,
any way to
you know.
prove that.
Here you go, buddy.
It's sometimes just get a gut feeling.
Have we had Snuffles take a test yet to like see their knowledge?
Is someone giving Snuffles an IQ test?
I attempted to give Snuffles the boat test, you know, sticking him in a boat to see if he could get out, and as of now, he is unable to get out of a boat.
Oh,
Perhaps he is outsmarting the boat.
But what if he just really likes the boat?
Oh,
And
by the way,
this
for the
isn't-
record, whoever, for those who don't know Snuffles is this awesome sniffer right here. You can probably see him wandering around. He's
Just a little guy.
Yeah, just a little guy.
Yes, exactly.
Here you go.
No,
He's lovely.
I got too many questions. Feel comfortable.
One of the wisest people. No.
Shasta?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
the king's
guys.
coming. I hear the lightning.
Hey guys, Shasta
He's
here.
coming.
Hey guys, Shasta.
Oh my lordy.
His Majesty.
Set
is
the
We love
coming.
Shaster.
I actually earn royalties every time I say that.
Say what?
That is a great setup.
Yep, royalties.
Nah.
What is happening?
Shasta.
What is happening to his house today?
What is happening in the House of Commons?
Well, it's not the House of Commons, it's Prismarine Court.
Yeah, we stopped
It's
having House of
completely-
Commons.
Completely different. We're in an election period right now.
That's true.
We will not be knowing what is happening in the House of Commons for quite some time, I think.
That is true.
What is happening in his house?
We can change the vibe and pretend it's not.
What is
Yeah.
happening in his house?
I don't know, I'm
Just
very
kinda
good at
pretend it's not
lowering
happening.
that.
Do we know if every sector has somebody who's running as well? I know isn't like the date.
Yes.
They all
Oh
do.
my god, I'm
Good.
still not used to the lightning. Ugh.
I'm pretty
I
sure
could-
you get used to it real
Oh,
fast.
that's right. Yeah, how is it like living on a place that actually rains?
It's scary.
It fucking sucks.
I'm used to the one spot in the island that snows is my bridge, and it's very annoying.
Oh.
I don't mind the rain. The rain is perfect conditions for fishing.
The rain is fine. The lightning is what startles me.
That's fair enough. The rain's great. I love it. I love when I go fishing and I stare at this one spot in the deep ocean and I fish for several days on end, waiting and hoping I catch a fucking stormfish. And then
You did catch the
finally,
stormfish,
I caught 3 in one day. 3 in one day.
Oh, no.
And I was so annoyed because none of that luck was distributed evenly. None of it.
Now, out of curiosity, how is it being a fisherman? I'm not too sure. I wanted to try to fisherman life,
it's
but
so
I'm
fun.
not patient.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
amazing. Yeah,
It
it's
is indeed honest work.
It's honestly
it's
good
great.
when you just need to sit down and think about something for a while.
And you can make decent silver doing it as well.
I would
My
highly
partner's
recommend it.
taken up
It's
fishing,
so
and our
nice.
house smells like fish now because we have so many.
I mean,
As long as I
my
just have
house
to take a
constantly
hat.
smells like like brimstone because I'm a blacksmith by trade. A lot of yeah.
You know,
Fishing's
I've been
good.
actually,
Oh.
I've been actually thinking about like buying fish and then like saving them for like the fish of the day, and then people buy it from me, like a small business of that. I think it'd be good.
Really just depends on what you buy them at, because that may just not be worth it.
And if you have a business license to be actually selling them and you're not street
Okay.
vendoring.
Mr. Mahomina, I understand, but like still.
But yeah, fishing's great, and if you manage to keep on completing O'Malley's quests, he'll eventually give you these really cool fishing rods. I finally got the shimmering one. Very durable. Very durable. Yeah, I mean, it kind of. When I look at it, when I hold it in my hand, it kind of looks like the Hollow Blade, which is a little bit intimidating. It's a little intimidating.
I kind of
like it would be, yeah.
At a distance.
Sawyer, it's only
Yeah.
too many of those who actually know of the Hollow Blade in this.
That is true. I don't.
I have no idea what it is. I just think it's.
That's a little.
We reached that part of the generational divide. Goodness. Okay.
I think we reached that part of the generational divide a few months ago now.
Don't worry, I literally had to just explain the history of the. I literally just had to explain the history of. I literally just explained the history of the Furbies. From
shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Oh yeah, when is that test gonna be for that?
Steward's Cross is just standing in the corner. Don't worry about it.
Standing.
There's still some open seats.
Just standing there. Menacingly.
Gonna stand for this.
We have to be together.
There's at least 2 open
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a rule.
But if there's if you've got your goons, they must stay together.
Oh god.
I don't think that's a written law anywhere.
It doesn't have to be a written law to be understood and culturally enforceable, Atticus, okay?
It's called common law.
It's precedent, I see.
Yeah, it's common law, isn't it?
Everything makes sense now that I know it's common law.
But yeah, see? Look, I get it, alright. From one lawtistic person to another lawtistic person, we understand.
Lawtistic? It's a term I coined in particular. It's when you are so focused on specifically the law.
Oh, are you saying that Sawyer is stealing your ideas?
No, not at all. I was
he's
actually
not stealing because I've shared it with a friend. My fellow autistic.
I adore that.
Can we get this used in a sentence? Can we get this word used in a sentence?
I did use it in a sentence.
Yes, Atticus White Law is lawtistic.
Well,
yeah.
So, okay.
I suppose that would work. Huh?
Yeah.
Is someone recording the minutes right now?
Atticus, you should find a way to get that to get the royalties from using that word, like Shasta.
It looks like we're about 10 minutes past the starting time. I do suppose.
Hey guys, if 15 minutes passes,
I have a quest. Would anybody give up their seats so they at Stewart's Cross could sit next to each other? I'm sorry.
Pandora, no.
Oh.
All right. Well, I guess I have to recall that.
There's some seats higher up behind us, I think, if we
There's
move
some
back.
behind the Stendali goons.
Yeah. Yeah, here we can maybe fill upwards, so it's a little
Yeah,
easier.
you guys scoot up so they can get closer to their people, please.
There
Is it just to me? I feel like last Prismarine Court there were a lot more guards than there are now. This is just like.
That's because last Prismarine Court was dangerous.
I'd also like to think that
I meant like the one before all the fighting and stuff. Like even.
Like to think nobody's gonna come in here swinging.
Unless you worry about that, in which case I fully trust Royal Guardsman Snowpaw to handle it.
He's killing it.
Shut up.
K9 unit, how are you doing? How are you doing?
Good. Round of applause for the K9 unit.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking love the K9 unit.
K9. Oh, okay.
Hey, if
The Royal K9 Act may have passed, but if it's canines,
you could definitely sniff out the.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Stand up, Snuffles.
Please stand and remove your hats, helmets, and bow your heads in prayer. I don't get to do this often, so I'm going to enjoy this. Blessed be to merits and awards earned. Hard work is a holy thing, and may all those who climb tall ladders and towers find their place, pay their way, and earn what they desire. Blessed be to Mavis Altair, who without, we wouldn't have the first idea which moon it was. Blessed be to our friends and kin in Adenosa. May their wars be won and their people protected. Blessed be to heroes of wars waged and battles won, for they know only death can pay for life. May their sacrifices not be in vain. Blessed be to families forged and love given. Know that each of you here today are loved by someone or something somewhere. Even, especially, if you think you aren't. Finally, blessed be to unity. And know that although we live in different towns and parts of Kara, different communities and whatnot, and believe in all sorts of different things, we are all Karan today. In the Mother's name we pray. Amen. And pray be seated.
Amen.
I find myself alone at the front of the room today. Hopefully I don't disappoint. I don't have my wingmen, literally. So, let's get to work. On the agenda... Oh goodness, there's so many people here. Alright, that's fine. That's alright. I don't have my clerk. That's fine. I took my own minutes. Safiri, could you do something for me quickly? Because I reckon it isn't already here.
Absolutely.
Could you run? And in the Synarch's office, there is a green staff with a little crown on the end of it. Could you bring that here and hold on to it for me?
Absolutely.
Thank you. We're going to need that later. Oh, all right. The first matter of business deals with our... Oh, excuse me. Deals with the compliance with the Towns Act. So I assented just a little while ago the amendments passed by the House of Commons and then by the House of Lords to the Towns Act. There have been several months where many places have come to comply with such. It is my belief that everyone has had enough time to adjust. The following places are currently not within the current prescribed law. Not their fault. This was passed like a week ago. Etheria, Steel Den, Kindra, and the GDK, you will need to start complying with the Towns Act, having your elections to the Crown Office as prescribed and mandated in the Towns Act recently amended. Places that do not have a peer coronet, places that are not a barony, duchy, and or otherwise, must comply and have their mayoral elections. No exceptions. Those elections, by the way, in the new Towns Act are no longer vaguely outlined or vaguely looked at. They are strictly mandated, and the times in which they will happen are also strictly mandated. If you have any questions about that, please write to the Crown Office. All jurisdictions affected will be corrected of any non-compliance and malfeasance. Thank you very much. All right. Any questions on that from the court? Stand to be recognized. Gosh, there's so much distance between where you're all sitting and where I'm sitting. This is very bizarre. I don't like it. All right. Let me fix something quickly, and then I'll move on to my next matter of business. We will have a... This is going to be a long one, I'm afraid. And we are going to need to have a recess. I'm going to need to have a recess. I have a lot of talking to do. So, I hope you don't hate that too much.
If you'd like, I can come up and help.
Thanks, I appreciate it, but there's only one copy of this. Tidewall Trading Company. So on the 25th of April, I ordered the search and seizure of assets and properties owned by and for Tidewall Trading Company in connection with civil and possibly criminal investigations into alleged malfeasance by several ex-employees and officers, which is being investigated by agents of the Crown at this time. Tidewall Trading Company is a Crown corporation, and although is owned by the Crown, has been, up to this point, allowed to operate without any overbearing supervision or constant micromanagement. We have permitted Tidewall to operate with the mandate of generating revenue for itself, its employees, and its shareholders. without much regular supervision. So, pending the hearings and legal proceedings in the Gold Court, it has been deemed necessary to freeze the assets, accounts, and seize properties to ensure the integrity of any current and future investigations. Finally, on that as well, Tidewall will not be operating until a new governor is installed, and all of that is dealt with legally. The investigations are concluded and whatnot. And furthermore, as per my order here and now, the following people are not permitted to leave Kara until the legal proceedings are at an end and the investigations are concluded. Akane Dragonsteel, Pandora Petrikov, and Felix Stellamaris. If you have left any personal effects or property within the Tidewall building, please write to the constabulary. You can leave your letters at the mail tower just here in the Citadel. And the reason you're on the list, Felix, is because you are the guarantor and sponsor of several people currently under investigation. If they flee, you will be held liable. You're not under investigation, I think. I hope.
Thank you. Yes, of course.
I needed to clarify. You're not in trouble, I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
Got my blood pressure up there for a second.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sorry about that. It's all right, though. You're doing swell. Like I said, if you have any personal effects or properties or anything else in the Tidewall building, if you're an ex-employee or whatnot, please write to the constabulary, and we will do our best to get those items to you. You will have to prove that they are yours. We will determine that on a case-by-case basis. Any questions on that matter from the court? Stand to be recognized. Alrighty then. We're moving very swiftly through this. Not really. Changes in the constabulary. On the 13th of April, the constabulary was summoned to elect their new chief constable. So before I announce that, I want to personally thank Bridget Maldor, front and center, please.
Oh, all right.
For their service in their role as the previous or the interim chief and the inspector prior. Bridget, your guidance and hard work will have a lasting legacy, I think, on the organization that will be felt for years. And I'm very happy to know that you are continuing on as our local magic cop. So here for Bridget, everyone. Yes?
That's what I'm saying. That's wrong.
The election hosted on the 13th of April resulted in Sir Hickson being elected to act as the chief constable and fourth leader of our constabulary. Their tenure as chief has started pretty strong and pretty busy, and I believe their experience and expertise on matters like this will be an invaluable asset to the organization, so on and so forth. It is my hope that many of the current constables and those to come learn much from Sir Hickson in the coming months. More on that later. The Royal Guard. The Royal Guard, if you don't know, finds its place in our history during the Battle of the Eternum Glades and the wars and battles fought against Aramaics and Valenclex. During that time, the Royal Guard was the standing military of our kingdom. Many guardsmen fought and died to preserve the spirit and the sanctity of our kingdom and our people. Today, the Royal Guard shall be formally remade to honor that legacy and continue that story. The Royal Guard shall serve the crown much like the Lunar Guard does with House Umber and the Gilded Guard with House Blackrock, to protect its interests, safeguard its properties, and keep the peace. Furthermore, publicly and proudly, I don't think Declan back yet. No. Alex Snowpaw, front and center, please. Furthermore, publicly and proudly, I announce and formally appoint Declan Domhall and Alex Snowpaw to serve both as sergeants in the Royal Guard. Hear for them, yes?
Hear.
Any inquiries about the organization or how to join can be directed towards them. You can leave a letter in the Citadel mailbox. They'll get it. Thank you, Alex.
All right.
Peers and their estates. This is a big one, kind of. It's vague and ambiguous, and I hope it doesn't scare anybody too badly. As some of you may know, but I'm sure all of you are just about to, it has been the plan now for a little while that the peers of the realm continue their development and advancement. The training wheels, so to speak, are coming off, and soon it will be high time for our peers here in the Greater Bay Area to leave the nest, the safety and the certainty that is provided here, to take portions of Orlon, to defend them, to keep them, and to rule them in my name. So to support what will likely be months of transition, construction, and otherwise, I am going to authorize to the peers moving a one-time lump sum payment, a grant, if you will, once that step is taken. Hopefully it will cover many of the costs associated, and it will be quite substantial. There will be more discussions on that later. The Crown will discuss it with its peers in specific. In terms of spot, I will be going in order of prominence, and if there are 2 peers or more that are tied for prominence, I will flip a coin. But it will go in order of prominence to pick their spot here in Orlon. So at current, that would be the Duchy of Norbrook gets first choice, and then I will flip a coin between Grimwood and Wildridge. All 3 of those peers should expect those discussions to begin soon. It is a very exciting time to be living on one of those places, even more exciting if you wear its coronet. And that is that. Thank you very much. And no, there will be none in Seralia, because I have no coronet-wearing peers in Seralia, Silas Scan. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm. You didn't think I could hear you. You have no secrets in this room. Crown Land Commissioner appointments. The Lord Chancellor, please. That's you, Rowan.
Yes, I thank you, Your Majesty. Right. I believe Raylan Espa could not make it here today, but as of now, I would like to appoint Raylan Espa as the Orlon Crownland Commissioner and Belric Linderhall as the Seralia Crownland Commissioner.
Very well. If Raylan Espa is not here, they will serve pro tempore until they can be oathed in. Mr. Belric Linderhall, please, front and center.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't actually have a help. Alex, could you come up here and help me with this shit? in that barrel over there, there's a book with oaths in it.
Yeah.
Could you hand it over to Belric? And could you stick up here? Yeah, it's just the first part. The standard oath.
I, Belric Linderhall, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the throne, its king, his heirs, and successors, long as the reach, dark as the deep.
Congratulations, Commissioner. Hear for Belric, everyone.
Hear.
And we will have more on Belric Linderhall later. All right, and now on to some next business. As you can see, there is a substantial amount of stuff in here, Alex. I will need to ask you as we go through. I will call on you to grab specific pieces. The pieces can go here on the table. At least the parts that look like hats.
Yeah.
If you understand my meaning. Because only you and I know what's in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Can put them
It's a secret.
Just say the word.
All right. Good. Very well. I will now move on to our next part, judicial matters. The one known as Dust could not make it today. But they have a statement that they submitted to the constabulary to be read on their behalf. Then I will give first some background. Then I will read the statement. Then I will hear the cases pled for or against Dust's return by members of the court, and then I will render a decision, and then we are going to take a break. And we're going to have a recess. All right. It was some months ago that one at the time known as Dust Umber was arrested by the constabulary in connection with a murder. They were found guilty of first-degree murder. They pled guilty of first-degree murder. So, a deal was struck between the Crown and between them that pertained directly to the reasons as to why they committed the murder. They had entered into an agreement with a being known as the Gambler. And they had, so to speak, not much of a choice, was how it was discussed. But enter into that agreement voluntarily, they did. Murder someone, yes. Now, a deal was struck as to where they would not be beheaded for the murder or anything like that. Instead, they would have to dedicate the rest of their lives to righting their wrong and bringing the being, the demon, known as the Gambler, to justice. That was some months ago. Some weeks ago, only a few, a Dust returned here to Kara with a party of all sorts of people. A bunch of clergy went too, I think. And mission fulfilled, so it seemed. The Gambler was trapped, and the matter seemed somewhat resolved. The place that the item that the Gambler was trapped in was tucked away, never to be seen or heard again. This has never happened before, though. Never has somebody actually fulfilled the terms of their exile. And so it is up to us today, the court, to decide what becomes of them. If they will be allowed to remain here in Kara, or they're a murderer. Welcome home.
Happy to be here.
Good. Well, that's all in order then. Good. Good. All right. Do you need to change, Chamberlain?
Oh no, I'm all good. I'm gonna try to get it out here.
All right. Sounds good. You know what? I think we need to take a couple minutes recess. Just a couple minutes. I'm going to walk out that door, and you all can have a bunch of discussions and get up and do what you like. Starting now.
So how are you guys? How are you guys doing?
Welcome back, guys.
You guys are okay.
I'm gonna go down.
You think I'm permitted to
Yeah.
leave?
How have you been?
Are you guys okay? We heard you guys left.
Hello.
Oh yes, we took a
going?
nice trip. Oh, bones!
Is
We took a
everyone
nice
here?
trip.
I kept it safe for you.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Rick.
And Pandora.
Here, buddy, I'll keep
I missed you.
Hello, Snuffles.
You did well.
Hey, Chamberlain, you good over there though? You look like you have something on your robes.
Oh, that's blood.
No.
Is that your? I'm saying, is that your blood or is that like
Oh,
not
no.
your blood? Okay.
I'm proud to say that where they stabbed me, I didn't bleed very much, and I have
Oh,
on my
okay.
robe.
Well, very much.
Wait,
Alright.
when the
Very
fuck were you
much.
stabbed?
Just a little bit.
Get over here, get over here.
Repeated. I'm fine. Y'all, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Weird.
No, I handled the riffraff. Those who handled Kellen deserve the real praise.
You could say there was a murder on the dance floor.
Wow.
I would like to think that war in my city is not exactly the most laughable matter, given that it could have destabilized most of the oceans here around Kar, and we would have had to have dealt with it.
Yeah, but you
Oh.
won. That's awesome.
Go team.
They won.
Oh.
Oh. Well, either way, you all won in a way. Woo! You're here.
Let it be a sign that necromancers eventually die themselves.
Here, here.
That was a bit delayed. That leads me to believe we might have a handful of necromancers in the room. But please know, if you don't
It
attempt
took me
to
a second to process it.
don't attempt to rise to godhood, then we have to deal with you. And the next time, I'll sick Eliza on you, and we won't even have to go. It'll just be Eliza.
Oh.
We will all watch.
Okay, let me just.
Robert, Skin, let me help you up. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
You guys okay?
Where I sat? No, I sat over
Yeah.
here. Wait, did I sat here or here?
So
Right next to
you
you.
You do not want to know what the Sororian leaders do in their free time. We do mountain climbing exercises. This is the rookies. These are rookie hills.
Is that why you get the castle so much?
Going up and down that castle building. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, how's your tree coming? Is your tree moved?
I don't know. I just chopped that shit down. I was getting tired of it.
Oh, you chopped it down? Oh.
I was trying to shove it around and all of that. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I did harvest it. Don't worry. I'm very excited to see Belric train his calves going up that new mountain.
Oh.
All right, let's get back to work. Goodness.
Snuffles, come here, buddy.
I will. Now that we have some help here, thank goodness, I will ask somebody else. Would a member of the court like to stand and read Dust's statement on their behalf?
Yeah, I will.
Chaplain. There you are. It's a bit long, but, you know.
All right. To the Prismarine Court. Though I may not be standing before you today, understand that such an action is not out of cowardice or disrespect, but out of a desire to continue the work I was sentenced to a year ago and finally allow Karens their due peace. I will not try and convince you that what I have done wasn't wrong or that I was forced to do it. It is true. My hands were tied in those circumstances, and it was do or die. I was not manipulated into something that I regret. I was manipulated into something that I will regret for the rest of my days, but I dug that hole. If I had not spoken to that demon, if I had just listened to those who tried to warn me, I would have never done such an awful thing. As such, I do not come before you to plead innocence. I come to plead for mercy. Every day for the rest of my life after that night, I've had to carry the weight of mine and others' mistakes, and that is a weight I am willing to bear, knowing that no one else will have to. If I die, then I will die with that weight. I will let it push me deep into the earth where no one will ever find it again. I plead for mercy because of this. I have ruined many lives because of what I have done. I have burned bridges and broken families. I want to be able to mend those wounds. I wish to be given the chance to fix what I have broken in whatever way I am able to. If it is my death you seek for equal punishment is just, then I will be content. But if it is closure you seek, for wounds to be healed and for true justice to be dealt, I promise you that if you let me live, I will stop at nothing to help you achieve that. I will close with this. I do not ask any of you for forgiveness, for it must be earned without request. Instead, I ask for a chance at redemption, the ability to right wrongs dealt unjustly upon you all so that you may sleep soundly and live your days content, knowing that I will not allow anything akin to what happened that night to happen again.
Thank you very much, Chaplain. I don't have the room set up today for any sort of judicial hearings. So I would like members of the court, and you must be a member of the court, please and thank you, to speak either on this issue or anything related thereto, to come to the middle and do so. Duke of Norbrook.
Dust.
Oh, there you go.
Dust committed a murder. There's no way about it. He made a deal with a demon. One that wasn't some mysterious force in Kara, but was a well-known one. One that's been around longer than most people in Kara, specifically. This wasn't something where he shook a hand in haste and suddenly was in over his head. He talked to this demon. He then went and sought out counsel from others. He asked members of nobility. I believe he asked people that are close with the justice system. I believe he spoke even to the chaplain. Maybe he did do these things. Maybe he did end up going through with that deal because he thought he was doing the right thing. But if you do the right thing and you throw away everything with meaning, you ignore every single warning someone has given you, you betray your kingdom, you betray your family. The good you did isn't really particularly worth it. He speaks of regret, he speaks of wanting to repent. In that moment, he didn't feel like he was doing anything wrong. In fact, it's my opinion that he felt righteous. He's only now seeking repentance because he wants to come back. He wants to find a home. In the days that he was sitting in that jail cell before that verdict was rendered, he carried that same righteousness. He was my son. He was an exarch of the deep. And he was a friend to many. But in that cell, he told members of my own family that while he understood that I was angry, he didn't think he had done anything wrong. He thought he was justified, and he thought he had done what was right. He committed a murder. Yes, he was given a deal that offered a condition to his exile. But let's make no mistake, His Majesty said it himself. When that deal was made, the intent was that he would be working towards that for the rest of his life, outside of Kara. The intent was that he actually got an exile worse than a regular exile. That exile became a lifetime of servitude. A lifetime of working to make what he had done somewhat forgivable. And yes, he's stopped the gambler. He's prevented that scourge. But it's my opinion that a few months of righteous action don't make up for a murder made while feeling righteous. And a betrayal made while feeling righteous. That's all I have, Your Majesty.
Thank you. Lord Elms Domhall, please.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I for the longest time hated Dust. They killed my father, and I have an unfortunate connection to the people I care about dying. I live with that daily, seeing them kill my father. I hated them, despite the fact of all of the lovely conversations. I wished they had been executed. I wished it was them, not my father. Things I'm not proud of. Because everyone deserves kindness. I believe that through and through. Even the most horrid people, they got that way for a reason. Everyone needs kindness. I think the Dust that came back a few weeks ago is not the same Dust that was in Kara before. When I first saw them, they were a shell of themselves. They did not look well. They had put themselves through a lot of torture, in my opinion. Endlessly working, tirelessly working. Yes, there is no excuse for murder. But they did what was asked quicker than anyone could think they did. They've done something that I don't think anyone has ever gotten close to doing. And I understand, especially from the Duke's perspective, and I respect that wholeheartedly, and I agree to some extent. If it was the other way around, I would wholeheartedly agree. But I believe that kindness is the biggest thing that we could do for someone to stop the cycle rinsing and repeating. To stop someone falling into darkness where there is no light. I don't wish that upon anyone, and since they've been back, they have been so confused and so surprised at any level of kindness given to them, and I don't think that should be the case. And though I will never forget what they did, I've forgiven them because though they killed my father, they did it with the thought of trying to help my father. I've killed a father for not thinking that, and that is a weight I will carry with me forever. I've done it for my kingdom. Yes, it's not the same, but the same thought is there when it comes to killing a family member. I remember talking to Dust when they were in their cell before the verdict was decided, and right then and there I was like, no, you didn't do this for the thing. You've done this for the wrong reasons. What have you done? And then now looking back and reflecting and not going by emotions, I can't say if I was in the same situation it'd be any different. It's a very unique and horrible situation that none of us could kind of comprehend, and I think they've done a very good job, and I don't think that them coming back will just be the end of them working. Judging by how they've worked for the past year, I reckon they will continue to work tirelessly to help any way they can, with that kindness shown to them. But yes, I think that's it. Apologies, I've rambled a little bit there.
That's alright. I want to hear what people have to say. This is a big decision, and one I don't intend to make alone. Sawyer Kingston, please.
Prior to this sitting, I had endeavored to speak with Dust himself, and I managed to sit down with him the day before the sitting of the court. He told me his story and answered the questions I had asked of him without hesitation or any attempts at indirection. Before the Nicetian War, Dust had fostered a connection with the then Lord Chamberlain, Benjamin Lascelles. At the time, the Lord Chamberlain was known for acts and service to the gambler. Dust said anywhere between 70 to 80 souls were sold to the gambler, perhaps higher than that. Despite this, the Lord Chamberlain was seen by Dust to only be doing kind and selfless things. When Dust had questioned him on it, the Lord Chamberlain stated he wished to turn over a new leaf, and he actively worked towards it. Shortly before his death, the Lord Chamberlain confided to Dust he did not want the gambler to involve himself with his daughter, our current Chamberlain. As a result, Dust took it upon himself to honor the wish of the Lord Chamberlain before his death, and took up the mantle of the soul debt. From there, he worked to restore the souls of Karens who had had their souls sold, shouldering the soul debt so that the gambler would not seek out the next of the Lascelles line to continue it. Things came to a head with Shasta's gambit with the gambler, a wager made all in return for Shasta's soul. Dust was to kill Shasta regardless of the game's outcome, the outcome which the gambler had intentionally withheld from Dust. A duress, a do or die. If he did it, Shasta was to die. If he refused to do it, it's extremely likely that, based on what I know of the gambler would have killed Shasta anyway, and Dust shortly thereafter. The rest is history. Dust turned himself in shortly after the murder and immediately pled his guilt. Upon his sentencing, the verdict was clear. He recited it to me, word for word, and I quote, "You are exiled until you can bring the real criminal to justice." The criminal, being the gambler, and justice, a vague, broad term, but one open to this court's interpretation. And exiled he was. During his time in exile, he had worked towards obtaining an artifact which had a demon sealed within it. With the help of Niles Grantham, Sir Plant, Sir Shivago Cradock, and the since resurrected Shasta, they expelled the demon from the helmet and slew it. Dust then told me that they had prepared a ritual, one which, pending its success, would seal the gambler inside that same helmet. I know nothing more on the matter. Dust was very compliant with Your Majesty's order to keep the details confidential and classified unless specified otherwise. But he did say one thing. The gambler was no longer a threat. In essence, Dust had complied with the terms of his exiles. He'd managed to, by whatever means that may be, nullify the threat of the gambler, enough that he felt confident his return to Kara would not warrant his immediate execution the moment he stepped off the boat. The legal intricacies of this matter, Your Majesty, have puzzled me since the moment Shasta was resurrected by Androma. Did the victim's resurrection create a grounds for appeal? What could the term justice in Dust's exile sentence encompass? I've pondered these for so long, and I finally have a conclusion I feel comfortable with since my discussion with Dust. Did Dust murder Shasta? Yes. Did Dust work with an entity as evil as the gambler knowingly? Yes. But did Shasta come back from the dead? Yes. Did Dust work with the gambler for selfish reasons? No. And from speaking to Shasta, the victim forgives their assailant. A complex idea, but one that they would agree to. Did Dust abide by the terms of his exile? I know not of the specifics, but judging from the one sentence that Dust had given to me, I feel confident in saying yes. Dust was very honest with me. He did not intend to downplay his actions or to plead an innocence he did not believe in. He wants a chance at redemption, not forgiveness. It was very clear to me if he was to die after this sitting, he would accept it, content with the judgment passed. But if he was to live, he was to be given his shot at redemption in these extraordinary circumstances. He pledged he would spend, quote, every moment of my existence trying to better myself and the world around me, end quote. I do not know Dust very well. In fact, my first proper conversation with him was held just yesterday to go over all of these details. But I believe, from a judicial standpoint, that there is enough evidence and effort on Dust's part to warrant not only a permanent stay of his execution, but a chance to reintegrate into current society. To allow him to do as the Lord Chamberlain, the man who this hat was posthumously made for, wanted to turn over a new leaf. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not done with you yet, Sawyer. Come back.
Sorry,
Declan? Give this to Sawyer, please.
Thank you.
You may be
Thank
seated.
you, Your Majesty.
Eliza Malahide, please.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I hope that I will be forgiven if what I have to say comes out a little bit disjointed. I admit I attempted to write something formally, but whenever I attempted to, it was just as disjointed if I simply spoke. So I decided to not write anything formal at all. But I did want to speak, considering the position that both myself and Dust were in at the time of the crime, and that was as the exarchs of the Church of the Deep. And not just that, but Dust was my best friend. And Dust committed a heinous act while being a high-ranking member of the Church of the Deep, and beyond that, following the crime, he had the absolute audacity to lie to me about it. Now, despite that, I'm here to argue that he should be allowed to stay. He has made a deal with an entity that is repulsive to me. He has done a crime that I believe is repulsive to me, but I believe and I understand why he thought that he was doing the right thing. The gambler is the owner of many souls within Kara. Many souls that perhaps could even be in this room, and many souls who are our friends and family. Many souls who are within the Church of the Deep as well, and there is a tenet within our church that says that we will seek out the return of things stolen from her. In that way, Dust was following his oath, as unacceptable a way as it was. Lord Umber has said that he is simply looking for mercy because he wants to return to us. And I do not agree with that personally. He has spoken to me, of course, and he is extraordinarily remorseful, but is it not true that he has completed the exact task that we have set him out to do? Should we punish someone because they have simply done their job too well? He has done everything necessary to lock away an evil so powerful that it was allowed to remain in Kara indefinitely, even in the face of some of the most powerful people that we have here. He and all of the others who helped seal the gambler away should be rewarded. The others, I believe, should receive an award. Dust should receive the ability to have some peace. As a final statement, immediately following the crime, there was talk about excommunication. But yet it was discussed and decided that everyone should be allowed to have their faith. And I would like to take that a step further. That everyone should be allowed to have a home, especially in a kind Kara. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you. Bill Yulin.
Hello, I'm gonna make this just brief. They committed crimes. They killed someone. Collaborated with a demon. However, they did complete the terms that you set forward. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Goodbye.
Thank you, Bill.
Oh goodness, I was preparing to have a moment to collect my thoughts. Hello, Your Majesty.
Hello, Chaplain.
I'm going to do something that no one else has done. Because I do quite like gazing upon your face. We have gazed upon these faces for quite some time. Permission to address the crowd.
Of course.
Thank you very much. I really do have the urge to sit on this desk, but I understand it would be disrespectful. I'm going to take you all down a story, and by the end of it, you're going to wish that I stopped preaching at you. However, I always preach. It was the fall of Cameria. Some 10 years before that, I had actually presented a bill in the House of Lords to ensure that the worship of Lunanora was illegal everywhere outside of Cameria. I'm quite thankful that Our Lady did not strike me down. I imagine she can deliver quite a strong moonbeam. But Cameria was falling. My dear friend, the late Luna Queen, her legacy was in danger. I wish to speak about her for just a moment. I apologize if I get emotional. You see, the late Luna King was kind of a dick. And he and I argued quite a bit. I actually permanently do remember a letter on my desk asking for his execution. Because he was a dick. But Queen Azar was incredibly kind to me. She always was. And so, in that moment, I thought, I cannot let my late friend's legacy die. And so we welcomed the faith of Lunanora inside the Church of the Deep. It was an awkward situation. It took time to adjust. I did not pray to Lunanora for quite some time, but I learned to find comfort in the light of the moon. And in that time, what was once a hierarch became an exarch. And I tried desperately to trust this individual. Yet my trust was broken time and time again, pretty consistently. I can say with incredible truth, I don't trust Dust. I think that they're a good person. I do. But we cannot deny that their actions were rectified by the power of a god. A god of my own homeland, Androma, the library keeper, lover of stories. Dost disobeyed orders from me, dost lied to me, dost lied to the church, disrespected his office, disrespected a god. But I read this letter. I read this letter aloud. I certainly should have let Lord Domhnall do it. And I find myself roaring in rage. I want to smack my ring so hard against a chair that the jewel breaks. You see, what is not known is that one of the very clear repercussions given to dust, should a dealing with a gambler be made, was that I would drive House Umber into the dirt. That they would be nothing. And I promise you, I could have then, I could now. And I didn't. Because mercy is a very powerful gift. It is something that very few people actually have the power to bestow. And I think a nation is determined not by its acts of cruelty, but by its acts of mercy. And if those outweigh the falling of hammers and guillotines, countless people here have experienced true mercy. Murderers, thieves, those who would cherish in seeing the end of the world. I don't trust dust as far as I can throw them, and I'm not very strong. But if we can provide mercy to those who power that which wishes to kill us all, then we should be like Androma, the goddess which allowed Shasta's story to continue forward, and not close a book here. Let them be judged by these promises they make of redemption and futures. Let their actions become just that, actions. Let us see if they still break promises and disobey commands. Let us see if what they speak is truth. Because we will all be watching. Every one of us. I know many people here probably feel the rage I feel right now. And goodness gracious, I just fought a war. Remember, we are judged by our moments of mercy. And only they can counteract our motion. Only they can counteract our moments of utter cruelty. Yes. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Chaplain. Coiby Blackrock, please.
Hello. I will admit, of the people on this court, I am probably the least connected to this case. But I am still a person. I've been in Kara more than half of my life, and I feel like I've seen enough. I understand that what Dust has done is horrendous. I am I'm the last person who believes that taking someone's life is something that we should have control of. And I agree with his exile. But as many of my peers have stated, he has fulfilled, what we understand at least, his part of the bargain. And kindness never hurts anybody. All of us in this room, to some degree, have benefited from somebody just looking at us and being kind. Kindness goes so far. And kindness is not forgiveness. It's not looking at somebody and everything going exactly back to the way it was, because it never will. Because we can't erase what happened. But we can give him the ability to make the best of what has happened. I am the first person to give someone second chances. Perhaps it is a flaw of mine, but I believe there is good in everybody in Kara. Kara has been kind. Kara has given me a life and a home. I would love to see Kara do the same for this person. Do I trust him? No. But I think he can make himself better. At the end of the day, when all of us, succumb to our life, it is not us who will be judging each other. It will be those above us, our titans, our gods. Those are the true judges of life. And if he truly is guilty, then, well, it will be his god or his titan that so judges him.
Thank you. Chamberlain, please.
Okay. I don't talk at these things ever, so this is strange.
You like to say that every time you talk at one of these things.
I only talk when you give me something to read.
But now's not one of those times, so go on.
No. As, Detective, or I suppose Judge Kingston has said, it's no secret. It hasn't been for quite some while. It just wasn't spoken about. My father dealt in souls quite some time ago. And he had ruined many lives. Giving your soul away is a very bad thing, especially to a being of the gambler's nature. And I cannot deny that. Nobody can. If you try, it's, you're wrong. There's not many things that I'm scared of. I don't believe that there's a single person in this room that I am scared of. There's not much outside of Kara that I'm scared of, except for maybe talking to people. But I am scared of the gambler, very deeply so. Being cornered in the middle of a city alone, being offered a deal is not very fun. Being told that your family owes him is not very fun. I did not ask Dust to take it upon himself to collect that soul debt, to fix it. My father did. I did not persuade Dust against it. I did not tell him not to. When he told me he was going to, I simply said thank you. Because I did not want to. Dust is a murderer. He killed somebody. He did dealings with a demon that is more evil than most people can think of. He did wrong. He broke the law, and he endangered the people of Kara and the people that were around him. He hurt his previous family, and he hurt the people that were associated with his actions. He hurt me. He did what he was supposed to when he was in exile. While the gambler is not fully locked away quite yet, he is about to be. While I don't believe... I don't think that I can forgive Dust. And I certainly won't forget about it. But he did as he was told to. He did what was... he did what he was supposed to do under the law and by yourself, Your Majesty. And he should not be punished any further because he has done those things. He has completed what he was supposed to do. And he did not do it for selfish reasons. He did it to protect people. Whether or not he actually protected people is up in the air, but that is not for me to decide. I hate dust. I told that to him before he left. I think I will still hate dust, especially since he he didn't try to stop Shasta and I from bringing the gambler here to begin that deal. In fact, it was myself that told Shasta how to do it in the first place. I knew how it could be done. I had proof that it could be done, and I told them how to do it. And Shasta told me we went, and I hoped that Dust would convince us out of it. They told us it was a bad idea, and that we should not. I apologize. There's something in my throat again. I don't do these very often. Regardless of what else I have to say, Dust completed what he was supposed to do. He should not be punished any further because of that. My legs hurt very bad. I'm going to sit down now.
Thank you. Dame Bridget Maldor, please.
I don't think I need to remind the room of the last name I have and the weight it has. I don't think I need to remind the people in this room that just over a year ago now, mercy was given. And for months afterward, I played the isolationist. I thought it was better for the rest of Kara to simply, well, they'd see the Erd Fort and they just wouldn't come close. And if they came close, it would be for politics. It would be for interest. But I left, and that Erd Fort fell. And I hope that for the months and months of service to redeem the name, not looking for forgiveness in the matter, but continued mercy. And I think it would be rather hypocritical of me to say that Dust didn't deserve mercy, when I and my whole family, my people, were given the very same thing. So I agree with a fair majority. Mercy. For certain. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And now for the last, Sawyer Kingston, again.
I don't have anything to add per se. I instead would like to ask if you would allow Shasta an opportunity to speak if they wish.
Yes. Approach. Go on.
Well, nothing. Wish I'd come up with something to say before now, but saying I'd forgive Dust is it's a jump to conclusions, certainly, to say the least, but I do believe I do forgive him in some way, and I do believe an apt punishment itself would be to let him crawl his way to redemption. It's hard to ask for accountability in a situation like this. But I'm not sure. I guess what I was looking for was him to never finish this task, but I mean, we're standing here now. He's completed his task. That's the end of the story, isn't it?
It might be more complicated than that, Shasta. Because the terms of the exile, as they were read very eloquently by Sawyer, was that the gambler be brought to justice. But justice is not served in our system of law until sentence is passed and punishment given. And we have never, for any period, had incarceration as a punishment. Does that make sense?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Did you have anything else to say before I decide?
No, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Shasta. This is a very interesting case, and I appreciate and thank all of those who came up and spoke very passionately on the subject. There is a great many different perspectives here, and in my opinion, every single one of them is valid. Every single person in this room has a way that they feel about the situation, and every single person has reasons why they feel this way. And to diminish the reasons of one person to another is a can of worms I'm not going to open. And many of you came forward and spoke very eloquently about a friend, about a son, about a colleague. The situation is complicated. That is why I asked for input. But I think I've decided. We have in our time, especially here at the front of this room, the chaplain and I granted mercy to a great many. Stayed the hands of execution. And is that, Malena, this is really quite inappropriate time for Janice to be up here.
No, this is Susan, Your Majesty.
Oh,
You can't tell the
excuse me.
difference?
No, it's very far away, and I'm very old.
Okay.
Could you
She's
bring
interested.
Well, would you like? Don't bring Susan in here. First of all.
Oh.
Second of all, could you
I'm
let
not going
Susan go downstairs?
I was
about
going to bring her
render
downstairs.
Judgment. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
I was not planning on letting her in, I
need
promise.
to discuss this any further.
Susan, you can't come up here. Come on. Downstairs. Down the
All
stairs.
right.
No, don't go back up.
Thank you. Very well. Like I said earlier to Shasta, and I will say again, justice is not truly done until the sentence given by the court for the crimes committed are administered. I agree with the idea that the terms of the deal, so long as much as Dust could complete them, have been completed. Done in record time, might I add. I did not anticipate to have to hear this matter for years, if ever. But Dust has done what many thought impossible, and it would be very foolish for us to look upon this act with contempt. Regardless of how you feel about Dust or their past transgressions, what they managed to accomplish with the help of several people, both here and not, is remarkable. And so I will permit Dust to remain in Kara. But that is not the end of the story. Like I said, justice is not done until the sentence has been administered. I find the gambler guilty of crimes numerous and countless, unspeakable. And now I have to do my thing. I have to get up. Oh. Having found the gambler guilty of crimes so many, I cannot even name them all or try. I, Ulysses, the first of my name, King of Stone Bay, Lord of Kara, Defender of the Faith, and Protector of the Realm, do hereby sentence the gambler to death. And I will give the sentence to be carried out by dust. The task is not fully done, but it is done so far as can be done for now. Dust will dedicate as much time as necessary here in Kara to the fulfillment of that sentence. I consider this matter for this court hereby resolved. Oh, there we are. And now, we are going to have a few-minute recess, so I can get some water, and so can all of you. Thank you very much. The chaplain has the room.
Oh, you're all fucked.
Ooh.
Oh no!
No.
As first decree.
I remember my first time with the chaplain.
As Prince
It's
of
quite
Stone Bay.
What box die did you use?
I do. First of all, Shasta, I'll speak to Androma myself. Don't test me. Second of all, I use seawater. That's why it looks so effortless.
Ooh.
Easy
Not bad.
breezy, beautiful cover chaplain.
What conditioner do you use?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's Pavlovian.
Chaplain, what's your favorite fish?
Who are you
Let's
wearing,
talk about
Riser?
me. Everyone, I'm not a celebrity. My office is just like up 3 flights of
Who
stairs.
you wearing?
I don't remember who made these.
Is it true
That's
that
too many
everyone's
stairs.
deep is either
I'm your
autograph?
biggest fan.
Shut
Can
up,
I have an
y'all.
autograph?
Silence!
On my forehead.
Can you
autograph?
I said silence. I speak for the throne. Shut up. All right.
Are you married?
Is
All right. Constabulary, kick that son of a bitch out. Go on. Figure out who it was.
Wait,
Unless I
was just getting some water. Who the hell said that?
Huh?
Stand up.
He. My brother's gonna deal with you now. Get fucked.
Does somebody really not want to?
Oh. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh. Hi, lawyer.
Terribly sorry, Chamberlain. I'm glad we missed the throne by this much. Otherwise,
you would have just
glad.
smacked up right against that barrier, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. Thank goodness I don't want to be vaporized.
Is the Under Queen alright?
I'm sure they are. I think they were just having a second anyhow. Here.
Oh, okay.
Here, Royal Guard, can we help?
Yeah,
Can we help Koi be back?
Yeah.
Oh, there she goes. She's...
Yeah, let me just. Yeah.
Oh no!
My lord.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh. Oh, there we go.
Very well. I still need a couple of minutes. 128 silver to whoever brings me who made that comment to the chaplain, please.
All right, back to my stand-up routine, everyone. Alrighty. So, oddly enough, as I was saying, the King of Cameria was kind of an asshole. You can giggle. I remember very particularly, he wished for me to follow his laws, but would just walk around Stone Bay in his armor and just be like, "What are you gonna do about it, Chaplain?" And I just thought to myself, just have the fucker executed. And I'll just do that. I'll just do that. I don't know what else to do. I had exhausted all of my energy. Imagine what, I was the Prime Minister of Stowbay at the time. I had exhausted all of my energy. I was very busy ensuring that Arthur Justice didn't murder people. And so I was planning an execution, which is not murder because it's state sanctioned. Anyways. It's still murder. It's the end of my life. But anyways, that fucker got himself killed anyway. But sadly, in my efforts, so did the Lunar Queen. And so I was left without the largest friend I had at the time, and also the biggest pain in my ass. So honestly, it was kind of like a net neutral, but damn, it sucked. Also, I don't have anything else to say. Honestly, anytime I get to talk about the Lunar Queen, I get kind of weepy-eyed. She was a really good person. Like beyond everything, when you're in a position of power, you should be a nice person. Because if you're not, eventually you won't be in that power anymore. Anyways, the King of Stonebay, everyone.
Thank you, Chaplain. I hope the stand-up routine was. I heard your impression of the Lunar King. That was spot on.
Oh,
spot on. Yeah. That was spot on. Great. I have to do a little bit of talking about Camarilla today, but not in the way you've been talking about them, I'm afraid.
Fuck. Oh,
all right. And now, cool. Okay. There's going to be a lot of logistics to this, so you're all going to have to be patient. There's going to be this next little bit is going to be several people have waited a long time for what's about to happen. So I would ask that during these ceremonies, you're as respectful as you can be, and it's going to be a little bit tedious. So we'll do our best, and hopefully everything will be fine. The first order of business, please. Amora Astra, front and center.
Here, here!
Here, here!
Here, here! We're here.
Now, Alex, could you please bring out one of the coronets and place it on the table?
Certainly.
You have a truly Karin story, Amora. It just so happens that somebody should wander upon our shores and get off the boat with nothing, and find themselves with great opportunity and advancement. This is a story that has been played out many times, but most recently, I think, been played out with you. When we made Steward's Cross, when the silver mine was put there and the keep was put there, as Dame Bridget Maldor, who was the constable of the cross first, remembers, we did not envision it to be a great town or a community. We didn't envision anybody really living there. We put Steward's Cross, the keep there, to act as a fortification for the constabulary to make sure that nobody was doing anything untoward at the silver mine. And when the question crossed my desk from Dame Bridget that somebody should live there, I was hesitant. It seemed like such a great advantage for somebody to have. Next to the silver mine? Not so bad. Not a big walk. But I figured, oh, well, what the hell? Let's see if somebody can live there and maybe they'll enjoy it. Maybe they won't. And so we permitted it. And I believe the first person to live there, I think that was you.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Yes, I suppose that's fitting then. Although it was Dame Bridget that started Steward's Cross in this way, it is you that has built it in this way. You have stewarded it, and it is through your loyalty, your devotion, your very, very good administration, very adept administration of the cross, that it is like it is today. You have the love of the people there. You have roots and a family. You are, at this point, the perfect candidate to have this. So please, Chamberlain, if you can read the citation for the room.
That one I can do. To all councillors of our court and all other subjects whatsoever to whom these present shall come greeting. Whereas our kingdom of Stone Bay is enriched by the devotion and service of individuals of merit and loyalty. Whereas Amora Astra has demonstrated unwavering dedication, wisdom, and grace in her service to the crown and the people of Stone Bay. Whereas the fiefdom of Steward's Cross is deserving of a noble and virtuous leader to oversee its governance and welfare. Know thee, therefore, that we, in consideration of these virtues and accomplishments, do hereby confer upon Amora Astra the title and rank of Baroness of Steward's Cross. Lawful to
That's alright, these things happen.
I haven't had enough water to drink today.
That's alright. Right where you said Amora Astra, the title and rank of Baroness of Steward's Cross, please.
I actually don't know if I can read this.
Very well, I will read it. This title is to be hereditary, passing to her lawful descendants in perpetuity. We entrust Baroness Amora Astra with the responsibilities of stewardship over the lands and people of Steward's Cross, now elevated to the dignity of a barony, to govern justly, to protect the welfare of her subjects, and uphold the laws and customs of our realm. In witness whereof, we have caused these, our letters, to be made patent, this day, the 27th of April, in the 16th moon of our reign. Hear, hear for more, everyone. Please put the coronet on.
Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
Hear. If you wanted to say something, please do.
Not prepared. Even though knowing that today was happening, I was not prepared to say anything, Your Majesty. But I would like to say I thank you all for being there for me, for standing beside me, and I am looking forward to the future of taking hold of Steward's Cross and continuing it further in your name, Your Majesty, and I will do you proud.
I know you will. Hear, hear one more time for Amora and Steward's Cross, everyone. Very well. Welcome to the court. You get to sit in one of these wooden benches now. If there's room. Alright. Another coronet. Alex, please fetch the other one, and fetch that funny-looking crown in there, and give that crown to me, please.
The gold one.
That's the one.
Oop. The barrier. Yep.
That's fine. Just chuck it there. There we are. Hoyby Blackrock, please. You're alright. You knew this was coming. You knew today was the day. So I will read what I have, and then we'll cruise right through. My friends, the question of Stendhal, as some of my colleagues have put it, has been long unanswered. Their place legally in the new order and the new way of doing things, where they fit, what they will get, you know, all of these questions. All of these questions have incredibly complicated answers. These are questions that stir much passion in the hearts of the people of Stendhal, the people here, the other peers, various counselors, everyone. There is a great passion for this topic. Stendhal has a long and storied history here in Kara. From the earliest days of our open ports, I recall the dwarves to the south and their achievements. I also recall all the trouble they caused. But those are stories, many of them I look back on very fondly. Another place I recognize too, or that I think about often, is those to the north of the city at the time. Those moon guys, the Cimmerians. The contributions of both of these places in our history, our shared history, cannot be understated. And that is why, as of now, I have adopted the policy of the equal treatment of these groups. Those who trace their lineage back to Cameria, and those of Stendhal, shall comprise two of the largest and most influential parts of our kingdom. They ought to be equal in dignity and in opportunity and in rank. The time has come to answer these questions, and to finally and forever bring the realms and people of Stendhal into the fold. So, Malena, are you feeling well enough to read the citation, or would you like me to?
I could certainly try. I think I'm feeling better.
All right. Well, let's give it a go then.
Okay. Okay. Just cut me off if I can't.
Mm-hmm.
To all whose councillors of our court and all other our subjects whatsoever to whom these present shall come greeting, whereas Stendhal, with its rich history and storied past, holds special.
And you're gone.
Whereas Colby Black. Okay. Okay.
No, keep going. You're good. You're good. Keep going. You got it.
What? I'm okay.
Yeah, you were fine. It was just a second.
Whereas Corby Blackrock, renowned for her devotion to the welfare of her people, has earned the highest esteem of the crown and the people of our kingdom. Know thee, therefore, that we, in recognition of the historical significance of Stendhal and Corby Blackrock's distinguished service to the realm, do hereby confer upon her the title and dignity of Duchess of Stendhal. We entrust to Duchess Corby Blackrock with the noble task of stewarding the lands and people of Stendhal, preserving its heritage, fostering its prosperity for generations to come. This title shall be hereditary, passing to her lawful heirs in perpetuity, in accordance with the customs and laws of our realm. Finally, let it be known that the title of Underqueen may be used honorably by the Duchess and her successors to uphold the legacy of her people and honor the many years of tradition and convention in Stendhal. In witness thereof, we have caused these our letters to be made patent, given under our hand in the great seal of the realm at the Prismarine Citadel in Stone Bay, this 27th day of April in the 16th moon of our reign. Long is the reach, dark is the deep. Ulysses the First.
Hear, hear for Koibi, everyone.
Here, here.
Stone Coronet belongs to you now. I'm glad that this matter has finally been resolved. Many questions, now all of them answered. For the first time as an official peer, no longer in Limbo Land, would you like to make a statement to the room?
Sure. As I stated a bit earlier, I've been in Kara for most of my life. I came here as, frankly, a nobody, and by pure luck and kindness and great people in Stendhal, I was able to find a family, find my footing, learn great things, and foster a community that I'm proud to be in charge of. I think Stendhal's the best it's ever been, and now, with this new future ahead of us, I'm hoping it'll be only better. I'm very appreciative of everybody that has ever helped me with the move, with anything before this. I could not have done it without you, and I appreciate you all. Thank you.
And thank you. Hear, hear, everyone, again.
Hear,
hear,
hear.
Thank you, Koibi. Now, finally, on this matter, as per the policy I just stated, Duke of Norbrook, please. That crown that Koibi has belongs to her and her people. It's not something I'm ever going to really ask for. The thing actually, it's kind of creepy. So, Koibi, you keep that crown forever, please, and thank you.
Of course.
But in that, the idea is that here in our kingdom now, the Stone Bay has always existed. Stendhal has joined us in these recent years, and Cameria was a product of our opening of ports. This crown I have in my hand belonged to Y Azar. And I had the distinct honor of crowning them in Parliament some years ago. So, I have 2 of these things. It only makes sense that the last vestiges of wise family and people from that time can have this.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you. Very well. And now, with the big ones out of the way, the red sash, please, and thank you, Alex. Throne calls Belric Linderhall, front and center. I have a new sword for this. It's a new old sword. All right. Belric Linderhall. Belric served as our nation's 11th Prime Minister. They did so with honor, with distinction, and excellence. And more impressively than all of that, they did so alone, choosing not to name any other ministers during their premiership. Their understanding and more approachable, down-to-earth nature has brought them much success, and I have, quite frankly, been honored by their service. So much so that on top of this knighthood, which I will confer momentarily, I will give and grant to Belric Linderhall the station, duty, title, and privileges to be governor of Shoreguard Castle in Seralia. They will be responsible for all attended lands and, well, all the rights and privileges that comes with that. On top of their job appointed earlier this court as Crownland Commissioner of Seralia, our hope is that Belric can be a bridge between places like this and the communities in Seralia. So, go on, Belric. Kneel. And we'll get this show on the road. And by show on the road, I mean, you know, your knighthood. All right. Belric Linderhall, in the name of Notvian, I charge you to be kind. In the name of Dorius, I charge you to be honest. In the name of Lascelles, I charge you to be ambitious. And lastly, in the name of the Mother, I charge you to defend this kingdom, this Kara, from this day until your last day. Please rise, Sir Belric Linderhall. Please take the sash. Hear, hear for Belric, everyone.
Hear, hear.
Yeah.
Anything to say, Belric?
Well, serving you all as Prime Minister, though had its challenges, was an honor, and I thank everybody from this court to the citizens of the kingdom for your guidance, for your comments, for your opinions, as without all of you, my term wouldn't have been as successful as it would have been. I came into the prime ministership with no knowledge of the governings of Kara, with no knowledge on politics in Kara, with no knowledge for the responsibilities of the prime minister. It was with all of your help that the 7th Parliament of Orlon went so well, and I hope for the 8th Parliament to have just as much luck, support, and work ethic as the 7th Parliament did. Thank you all.
Hear, hear for Belric, everyone.
Hear,
Yeah. Very well. This next section, a special request has come through, and I am more than honored to hear it out. The following 3 take your marks on the standing marks to be knighted together as friends. Tanagari Kraydark, Callan Lascelles, and Kale Gunker, please.
Yeah.
Now, there should be 3 marks up there, so pick them. Oh. I'll start with you, Tanny. You're another Karin story. Very Karin. You've had quite the journey here. You've been a part of great families. You've served as the head of a crown corporation. And somewhat recently, it's been months now, you have chosen to dedicate your life to the faith as a guardsman, an accountant, and now as a paladin. It is a great honor to serve in the Twice Round. It is the only way, outside of being directly chosen by me, that one can receive a sash. Alex, by the way, the green one and the 2 white ones, please and thank you. To be honored in this way by the faith automatically grants you this knighthood, but do not mistake it for a second, anyone in this room, that it is not deserved. Even today, Tanagari has earned it, and tomorrow, Tanagari will do so again. I have faith in this, because I have faith in them. Very well, yeah, put the green one on the right, because they're gonna, it's gonna be a mess when they go and grab it all, you know? You have a thing there. This is gonna be, yeah, okay, just hold on to them. The green one goes to Tanagari, Snowpaw, and the white ones go to the other 2. My understanding is the 3 of you are rather excited at the prospect of getting knighted at the same time. So, I thought this was a pretty epic way to do so. Oh. There you are, Alex. Sorted. Do you need one here? No. No, see? It's all sorted now. Oh. And of course, Tanagari, you are being knighted into the most ancient order of the deep, one that we've knighted a great many people into at this point. You are the latest in a lineage of heroes and scholars and priests. And now, to the new. The most valiant order of the Citadel, I recently established in the January Declaration. They are comprised by those who have sworn their lives in service of the kingdom and the crown. They are paragons of the virtues of knighthood and of chivalry here in the Bay. Among them, in the oath you heard, I administered to Belric, kindness, honesty, and ambition. They carry in their words the weight of my authority. They carry in their swing the strength of the throne. And now today, we knight not 1, but 2. They are the first of this new order, and will help me grow and shape it through their years of service to come. Kale Gunker, Callan Lascelles. I'll start with you, Kale. Constable, champion of House Umber. When we first met, you were known to me just as a particularly curious person. I think it was Roman who approached me and said, that one over there, Your Majesty, they're kind of scared of you. You seem to be more interested in how I could fly and if you could fly one day than anything else. So if you recall that night, I gave you the hammer and you flew around for a while.
I do remember it, Your Majesty.
Mm-hmm. And since then, and over the course of the months since, I think you found your place. You have earned it. In the Constabulary and the Lunar Guard, you have committed to nothing but excellence. Many of you here know Kale, whether it be from their service as a guardsman and champion for the Duke of Norbrook, or in my service as a constable, or from the gunk. Their kindness is known to many of you. Friends, family, close confidants, and colleagues of Kale. But few know the many hours, the reports, the interviews, and the investigations that take so much of their time. Their contributions to our kingdom and the lives of every Karin they touch is often a song unsung. That stops today. Now you, Callan. I'll tell a story about how I met Callan. When I discovered Callan, I went to a bonfire looking for somebody. I didn't find who I was looking for, but I did find a bunch of people hanging out at a bonfire talking about absolutely nothing. Their feelings, I think. But I digress. I posed the question to them. I asked them what they wanted. Some of them wanted family. They wanted to find love. Some of them wanted to find safety. They came from a dangerous place. A couple of people wanted a plushie. I gave them one. But when I got to Callan stood up, he looked me in the eye and he said, "One day, I want you to knight me." And so that intrigued me. I had never been asked so directly or told so directly what somebody wants like that. I had never met them before. I had only heard their name for the first time a few minutes prior. But my first interaction with them, I was impressed. I was intrigued. As, by the way, Callan's intrigued a great many people in all sorts of ways all across Kara. But, you know, jokes aside, what I know is this. Callan is good. Honestly. Truly. There's not a shred of doubt in his heart or a dark thought in his mind. And when I imagined what a knight of this order might look like, I quickly realized that I was just thinking about Callan. All right. Please kneel, the three of you, and let's begin. As I said to the two of them, and I suppose, Tanny, it applies to you too, welcome to the last job you'll ever have. All right. Whew. Got through that. In the name of Natvian, I charge you to be kind. In the name of Dorius, I charge you to be honest. In the name of Lascelles, I charge you to be ambitious. And in the name of the Mother, I charge the three of you to defend this kingdom, this Kara, from this day until your last day. Now rise, Sir Kale, Sir Callan, Sir Tanny, to the last job you'll ever have. Knights of the Bay. Hear, hear, everyone.
Hear,
There are sashes before you, laid out. Hopefully, try not to pick up each other's. Tanny, you first. Quickly. Oh, there you go. Okay. Callan, you next. Oh, gotta go around. Oh, Kale. Try him on. Oh! Trouble in Paradise. Try him on. Nice. Excellent. Hear, hear, one more time, everybody.
Hear,
hear. Thank you. The three of you may be seated.
If I may, Your Majesty.
Of course, Chaplain. The three of you come back.
Actually, be seated.
Now be seated.
Come back.
Oh, come back.
Oh, goodness. I want to say something in particular to two of you. However, Kale, I have no doubt if you were asked, you would have also joined. I love the gods of my homeland dearly. I love my homeland dearly. I can only hope that the love I feel for the places I call home is shared amongst you all.
That sounds good.
Thank you for all you have done for Kara. Thank you for all you will do for Kara.
Oh, that's okay.
We oftentimes talk about generations, and some who are of the new blood now sit quite comfortably within the old. And I am very, very thankful that your kind faces are the Kara of days to come. Okay, I'm done.
Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
All right. The three of you can sit down now. I do have one more thing to do, Chaplain. We can play musical chairs after.
Is that a promise?
Depends if you're buying the wine.
Oh, the wine. Never mind.
Oh, I know.
We don't need to talk.
Alex, the blue one, please. on the table. The most noble order of the Bay, at current, comprises members of the royal family, some of our longest serving and most trusted public servants, the chaplain, who I also consider to be one of our finest living heroes. It is the Bay's original order of knights, founded even before I was born. Great warriors, admirals, and administrators have worn the blue sash with dignity and with pride. They have spoken the words. They not only understand what they mean, they embody them. Loyalty, service, bravery. This order is capped at 12 living members. There are currently 10. And today, I add an 11th. There has not been anyone knighted to this order in over a year. And those were done as a matter of heritage and family. I cannot remember the last time somebody earned this sash through merit. Well, those two people, they sit there and they sit there. It's been years. So you may ask, what does one do to earn their place there? The highest honor our kingdom can bestow upon a person. What great feats or many years... Oh, actually, Rowan Umber earned that too. You were a good prime minister, Rowan. What great feats or many years of service does one have to perform? For the person I am going to name, just one. And just 1 year. To me, it is not a matter the amount of time dedicated. What truly matters and means the most to me is how that time is spent, how it is used, its meaning, how that time is used to change the lives of people, to change this. Whew. I have not seen anybody, at least in recent memory, do so much in so little time. Never a complaint, never a hint, never, not even an implication or an insinuation of anything but them being glad to just be there, do their jobs. Loyal. It's... The loyalty, though, it's not blind. They're far too smart for that. I had to earn their loyalty. This individual has had a long and storied history here in Kara. They're not perfect. Nobody is. But they certainly aren't. But in their own knowing of that fact, I believe it has given them a great purpose. A purpose to fix what has been broken, to mend old wounds, and ultimately bring justice to those who need it most. Sir Hickson, front and center, please. Sir Hickson has given this kingdom a lifetime's worth of service in only a year. They are the greatest constable I think this kingdom has ever had. They're the one I asked to fix problems and find things that nobody else can. And to put it simply, Sir Hickson does and has done what some believe to be the impossible, over and over and over again. It was Sir Hickson that has solved some of our most difficult cases, Sir Hickson that has brought some of the worst to justice, and Sir Hickson that avenged me against Magnus Goldensong. Sir Hickson, though, is not only a great warrior, but one of my closest confidants and advisors. Their counsel is often spoken softly, but their words carry the weight of their accomplishments and their experience. They have helped steer this kingdom through difficult times of disorder and injustice during their tenure. Never wavering, never faltering. Never slacking, never lacking. Forward. But Sir Hickson isn't just a great warrior and a great advisor, they're also a great friend. When I first met them, they were known to me as a cutthroat, a criminal, a scoundrel, somebody who got into a lot of trouble and did some pretty bad things. But I heeded the words of the chaplain. When Hickson needed a place to stay, I offered one. When they needed clothes, I gave them. And when they needed a job, I hired them. They are, and I cannot think of anyone now who is the same way, even the chaplain and the princess. They have never, not once, given me a cause to question or regret that decision. So Hickson, know this. Know that you are loved by me and so many others. So wherever your next adventure takes you, wherever you go and whatever you do, you will always have a family here, a place here with us, with me. Please kneel. In the name of Notvian, I charge you to be kind. In the name of Dorius, I charge you to be honest. In the name of Lascelles, I charge you to be ambitious. In the name of the Mother, I charge you to defend this kingdom, this Kara, from this day until your last day. Now rise, Sir Hickson of the Bay. Take that sash and put it on. Hear, hear, everyone.
Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
Here.
If you'd like to say anything, you can, but I understand if you don't want to. I did not tell Sir Hickson about this before.
You're giving me a home, Your Majesty.
Thank you for sticking around. All right. Now on to closing business and closing statements. The Chamberlain, please.
Oh, okay.
You're the one who put yourself on the agenda. I don't know why you're acting surprised.
I know. But I was just very excited for all of the people getting knighted today because I knew about all of it.
You did.
Oh. Okay. So first, on the closing statements, the 8th Parliament elections are coming up. And the deadline.
Oh, there they go.
Nope.
Damn.
This is such a
Hello?
spell. Oh,
All right,
there we go.
give it a try. Give it a try again.
The deadline to register. Oh.
Go on. You're doing
The
fine.
deadline
Just keep
to
talking.
The deadline to register is tonight. What?
No, it's okay. Keep going. Keep going. You're doing great.
The deadline to register is tonight. We still have 3 writings that do not have anybody. Well, we have 3 writings that still only have one person as a candidate. Oh, hey, as a candidate in them. Those writings are Seralia South, Seralia North, and Stonebay Goldenrod. While I am sure that the people that are in those 3 as of right now would do an excellent job were they to be elected, I like to see a race, and I'm sure everybody else in this room would also like to see a race happen. So if you live in any one of those, please consider trying to run for Parliament. There are many people that are here to help you, myself included. So, yes, the deadline for that is tonight. You must be a citizen and you must have filled out the census. But if you are even thinking about it, if there's even a small little sliver in your brain that says, I might want to do this, go for it. You won't know if you can do it until you've done it. Okay. Now, the second thing. Okay, this one's all mine. I'm so excited about this. So, okay, who in here knows what dodge bolt is? Where's Steward's Cross? Where's Amora?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Steward's Cross in the back. Dodgebolt is Stone Bay's best sport in my opinion. It is definitely not because it's the only sport that we officially have and or play. It is extremely fun for those participating and for those to watch, as I myself do not play, but I have a lot of fun watching. This upcoming month is going to be the third Royal Dodgebolt tournament. There was a bunch of information posted to the board, and due to my condition, I will not be stating all of it again. However, if you are interested in perhaps participating in the sport, or even just watching, I would suggest turning your eyes towards the board, as the date for the tournament is set up, as is the form to register your teams. And I also have a few practices planned, which anybody can attend and participate in, even if you do not have a team. So if you don't know how to play, that's quite fine. We can teach you. And by we, I mean not me, because again, I don't play. Regardless, though, it's a very fun thing, and Dodgebolt is... I wouldn't put it as, like, my favorite thing, because I have a lot of other things that are my favorite things, including my son, who's now a knight. But Dodgebolt is definitely up there on my list of favorite things, and if you have any doubts as to its popularity in Kara, just go visit Steward's Cross. They built their own, like, Dodgebolt arena before anybody else did, and I think I think they're all crazy, and I appreciate them for it. But yes, Dodgebolt is coming up. If you want more information, including the dates and the times and the forms, please turn your eyes to the board, as that I have posted it on there a few-ish days ago, something like that. I'm so jittery. I'm going to sit down now, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, here to the Chamberlain, everybody, for setting up the Dodgebolt, yeah? And doing all the forms. I said it when I gave that staff, the blue staff, to the Chamberlain, and I'll say it again. If for some reason Malena stopped doing their job, I would need to conscript a battalion to make up for the lost productivity. So, good on you. Alright, anyone else from the court stand to be recognized? Something going on? Maybe something on Monday? Something being run in front of the church? The Royal Registrar. They stood up first, Lascelles. I don't know what to tell you.
Unrelated to the church, but very much related to registry things. As of today, the price of citizenship has doubled to 16 stacks. So if you intend to register and become a citizen, make sure that you come do that as soon as you can. I do know that the price has gone up quite a bit, so it will take a fair amount of people a bit longer to wait. And on that note, just a reminder, if you have filled in your forms and submitted them and paid your fees and given me your letter but have not done your oath in front of me, you have to do that or else you're not a citizen. So come talk to me. It takes 30 seconds or else.
Viridian, come. One more thing for you. Come here. I, as Royal Registrar, I will issue to you the first of these. But the time has come, and if anybody's worrying or wondering why the price has gone up, why don't you show that off? Ooh. Oh. There you go. Ooh, necklace.
Ooh,
necklace.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
And that one's for you to keep. And I will have some sent over for you to start issuing out and mailing out from the registry office.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Mm-hmm. The Exarch Lazuli Malahide, please.
There you go.
No, I don't hate you, Lazuli.
Oh, did you hear that? Oh, wait. I know. Never mind. Can I stand in the middle?
Yeah, of course you can.
Can I stand up the table?
No.
Oh. Sorry, it's been a long day.
And they think the world revolves around them.
Exactly.
It's been a long day. What did I get up? Oh, yeah, Monday.
What do you mean? Why did I get up here? All right, go on then.
It's the on Monday. Y'all should come to the y'all should come to the Church of the Deep. We're hosting a yard sale. You can sell your trinkets and your things. If you sent me a letter and I didn't reply, I'm sorry. I was killing a demigod today. I've been a bit busy. You can have a stall. Go pick one out. Just know that 40% of the proceeds will be going back to the Church of the Deep, more than likely to help with grants and such for those who are in need of just a little bit of money. We will also be hosting a silent auction in the little hall on the right side of the church. If you have stuff you want to like auction off, you can hand it over and we can start the auction. We also have a raffle. Yeah, and the family who earns the most money will receive 2 free outfits tailored by my wonderful sister Eden. I know last time that that Clan Blackrock actually made the most money, so I hope to see you guys try and win for a second year. Second year? Second. What day is it? Second rendition. There we go. Thank you.
You're here for the yard sale.
Yeah.
All right. Anything the last, people of the court. The chaplain.
I love to talk.
I know you do. So do I.
Dealing with fuckers, and they were stabbing me, and I was stabbing them back, and there was a lot of stabbing. And please don't stab anything near me or around me for any given time. I'm very tired and full of stab wounds. They're healed, don't worry. But I wish to say, goodness, I do love standing right. Sir Lascelles, Exarch Malahide, Paladin Malahide, Declan Domhnall, Paladin Kradark. They killed a very evil man. And all I can ask within this room is for them to receive the standing ovation that they deserve. Hear, hear.
Here,
Here,
Here, here. And unrelated to the registry, because fucker. Run
do they
for
do?
parliament.
Okay.
I don't know how many people understand the amount of power that parliamentarians are given, the amount of effort that is taken. And I won't attempt to even match what the Chamberlain said, because the Chamberlain is a genius when it comes to speaking on the fly, and I'm simply a preacher. Do it. You'll be happy you did. Unrelated to the registry.
What did I do?
You said unrelated to the church, and it really made me giggle.
Well, it was because His Majesty said, and speaking of the church on Monday.
Alright, anyways, back to you, Majesty.
That was me trying to cue in Lascelles to stand up and advertise their thing, of course. A stand to be recognized further. I saw somebody else back there. Oh, goodness gracious. Tandy, we'll have to get to you after Sawyer.
Alright. It'll be very brief, I promise. I'm just going to address the audience, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of talk over the past couple of days. A lot of very vague ideas of, people suing one another or wanting to restrain each other from talking to each other. Come to me. I'm aware that, maybe people don't know where my office is. Maybe that's why I haven't, actually heard anything about these sorts of things. If you need me, my office is in the Parliament building. You go down the hall, you take a left, you take another left. It's right there. You can't miss it. It's got glowing white letters. And I mean, you can always just come and talk to me if you'd like to, I don't know, discuss matters of judicial importance. I know that Mr. Whitelaw is going to take up a good majority of my time.
Here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, no. And if it's like for clarifications on, for instance, parliamentary questions, if there are some little words that you don't understand, I'm more than happy to help. Just write a letter to the office or come and see me. I'll have a sign outside that says whether I'm in or not. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you. Here for Sawyer, everybody.
Here.
It's an incredibly stressful job to do what Sawyer does. So, of course, I thank them for doing it. It takes a lot off of my plate. All right. Tanny, you wanted to go next.
Yes, Your Majesty.
And then I think it was the Lord Mayor afterwards.
Yes, I needed to do another church mention, because why not? Not only as a paladin, but also keeper of the Prismarine Vault, please request grants if you need the funding. We are here for a reason. The church wants to help people. We can't do that if you don't reach out to us, although we try to reach out to all of you all the time. So please do. I would appreciate it. Also, I'm always happy to talk to people, so come to me. I would love that. Also, myself and Safiri Domnall, a fellow clergy member, work really hard to get those outs after they've been approved after clergy meetings. So please do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Free money. Yeah, here for free money.
Here.
Yeah, money for those in need. If you need it, there's a form to fill out. All right. The Lord Mayor, please.
Boy. All right. Two things. First thing, speaking as your Lord Mayor, about exemptions, I've received your letters. I've been receiving letters. I've been sending letters back and sending exemptions back. For example, right here to my left, Her Highness has just received her exemption back regarding Crave Bakery. So if you've got a home or a business in the city, please write the exemption letter. I promise we'll get to you as soon as we can. Second thing, not speaking as your Lord Mayor, but as Dame Bridget, chocolate shop. Opening in like 15 minutes. If you want to spend money on chocolates, it'd be fun. It'd be great. We'll have a lot of people there. Sawyer will be around. Right, Sawyer?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Here.
Here.
All right. Anybody in the court left? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, the treasurer.
Here.
Here.
Here. Thank
Here,
you,
here.
Your Majesty. May I address the audience?
Of course you can.
Lovely. I am Sir Halcyon Kradark, the treasurer. If you pay taxes, rent, etc., I would like to remind all of you that the due date is end of Sunday, if Snow-based Standard Time, of course. If it is past that, it is considered delinquent. Please don't make me write you a letter. Otherwise, yes, when you do pay your rent, please put your name and amount paid and dates paid for. You may pay no more than a month's worth of your rent or taxes. I have been receiving a lot of taxes or rent that has no name, and I unfortunately am not all-knowing. So if you don't put your name, that sucks. It becomes tribute. Thank you.
Thank you. And Halcyon, would you say there's a lot of delinquent and people being late for their rents and their taxes?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Really? Well,
Yes, Your Majesty.
I would like you this week, for the first time, to post on the board on Wednesday night every single person who was late. I want you to name them. I want you to shame them. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to anybody else who pays their taxes on time, that some people do it late. And then I will allow people to make fun of those people, but only in a way that isn't personal or weird. Okay? Thanks.
Is this, Your Majesty, just this week or every week?
Let's try it this week and we'll reevaluate for next week.
Wonderful, Your Majesty. Thank you.
Of course. Further stand to be recognized, I saw somebody. Oh! The Exarch Lazuli Malahide.
Okay, this time I really do know what I'm saying. And it's very special. May I go to the middle again?
Yes, of course you can.
Okay. So as the chaplain had stated, when he gave us had us get a standing ovation, I firstly want to thank the chaplain for putting his trust in me to gather the people to go help save his home. And I also want to thank those who came with me for putting their trust in me. I am not a natural born leader. I don't often know what I'm doing sometimes, and people think I throw caution to the wind because I do not feel fear. Without their trust and their faith in me, I don't think the outcome would have been the same. And without me putting my trust in them, I would have been dead. They saved me today. Helen had me. I could have died, and they saved me. I feel like I don't have to say this often. Pardon me, I'm crying. Okay. I feel like it's quite an obvious thing that the value of friendship is very important. But in this case, it really was. My friends helped save so many people. And trust isn't also easily given. I don't often put my trust in a bunch of people. And today I did, and because of my trust in them and because of their trust in me, everybody is okay. And so I want this to serve as a reminder that even if you're afraid to trust, even if you're afraid to bring people close, the benefit of it is so great and so wonderful that I can look at the sun, feel the warmth of the water as I dip my feet in. Trust and love. I think that was my goal with this whole thing, is trust and love. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, I think that brings us to the end of today's proceedings. There is much to celebrate, much to consider, much to reflect on. Take tonight. Be happy. See your family. Spend time with your friends. Cherish what has been awarded. And get ready for what is bound to be a very, very eventful rest of this year. Thank you all so much for being a part of the best part of my week. Same time, same place, whenever I call one of these next. This meeting is adjourned.
Here. So do we get to play musical chairs?
I am so tired. I'm not playing musical chairs.
I have been stabbed far too many times.
Okay.
Say hello to Susan on your way out. She's still downstairs.
Oh yeah, Susan is down there.
Who's Susan?
The cow.
Cow.
Right.
Bye, Susan. Bye.
Susan.
Also, I got someone's axe.
Snuffles.
Just so you know. Hey, Snuffles. Come on, buddy. Let's go find who owns this axe.
Your Majesty. I'm sorry to bother you.
Stick around.
Alright, thank you viewers for watching. My apologies if you didn't get in, but I gotta return this axe to Demona's. Anyway, I'll see you fellas later.